Welcome back to Super Sentai Review, episode number 80, I believe, 87. Okay, this is discussing episodes 28 to 33. 28 and 29, it continues that three-parter introducing the Night Thief. The Thief Knight. Where in part 2, we find out where... Now, here's the thing. The viewers have known this since episode 2. This is basically Red Mask finding out about the fact that his lover is, in fact, a princess. Yep. That was the big thing about that one. And it begins the long-running feud between these two that continues up into the most recent episode. Like, every time he shows up after this three-parter, it's like, oh, Red Mask is here, guys, now Thief Knight. Well, with the exception of 30. He's 9 and 30, but I'll get to that. Don't worry about that. That's quite an interesting episode, that one is. Yep, and they had the Battle of the Monsters without the shoot bomber, and of course they're still trying to develop a substitute weapon, that's something more powerful than that they're calling the Spin Cycle, and they eventually do try it for the next episode, and it ends up exploding. Oh, by the way, they do in fact feed the monster the episode by using an ability they can only use once, the Ore of Life. Yep, and they beat the monster, and that's that. The very next episode basically is a focus on... I believe this is the focus on... For this... I'm just trying to make sure I get this correct here. Okay. Yeah. They have the guy who plays Go from... or June from Live Man show up in this last one. So they try a new weapon, which is called the Jet Cycle, which also kind of appearance-wise looks kind of like the Spin Cycle. Well, basically the vehicle does. Red Mask uses. And they use this thing to destroy the monster episode, and it's pretty successful, and it becomes their primary weapon forward. And the way to activate, which they kind of use something similar with that with the weapon they were going to use to replace it. But it was basically like meditate. So, and that's how they activated the damn thing. Now, episode 30 is a very key episode in that we have debut of a new weapon. And a new character. Well, a one-shot character, mind you. Yes. We have debut of Larba. And you're thinking, who is this woman? Well, she's played by the actress Makito Soga, as in the very same actress who played Witch Bedora, aka Rita Repulsa from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Yep, shows up here for this one episode. And I think after this, her next appearance in Super Sentai, because this was actually her first one since appearing in Sun Vulcan, because next time she appears after this, when she popped up in well, Zoo Ranger. Yep. Or I should say Witch Bedora. And then, of course, she made one other appearance aside from that. She appeared in, well, Magi Ranger. As in the Sentai used for Mystic Force. So yeah, thanks to watching this one episode, I pretty much have gotten most of her appearances done for... Yeah, most of her appearances done in Super Sentai because I already got her one appearance from Battle Fever J done, and of course, well, Queen Hedron, both in Sun Vulcan and Denzi Man. Now they get this one character, and this character is well the mother of one of the regular characters of the series. So basically, Midoriya's been saying is that. So you'll figure though, gotta get out of this. So gotta get that sword, become the hero of the underground. So he breaks the lock and spends a lot of the episode fighting the monster. Well, he ends up getting a bunch of arrows, but then his mom shows up. Yes, his mom, who they refer to her as Impure Empress Labira. Now, she's not the mother of the main villain of the thing, just one of the villains. Now, excuse me. Now you're probably thinking, how old was this actress at the time this aired? Well, let's see. When this episode came, she was born in 38. What's the name of my grandmother? Okay, this episode came out in 1987, so she was roughly about 49 when this episode aired. Yes, 49 years old. She was pretty good for 49. And mostly put, she just teams up with Blue Mask, aka not Kenta, I think it's Akira, I think his name is. Teams works with him while she apparently can't walk, even though she can walk perfectly fine later. Probably because she's an older woman. So carries her to him, and of course, Bedora's sword gets damaged, like it's broken in half. But she's like, "I did not raise a weak son." So basically, she puts the handle back in his hand, and basically, thanks to the sacrifice of his own mother, right in front of him, he proceeds to use the very sword that this monster broke, stab the monster with it, and pull it out, and it becomes the Imperial Sword. And well, he's succeeded his mission. He's able to basically become the new hero of the underground. And, well, they decide kind of do something very similar in the very next episode with very not much success. Even though that he didn't beat the Maskman, he did succeed his mission getting that sword, which kudos. And he tells them, hey, I don't need you guys around. Let me handle everything. And, of course, Ingram's like, no. So he, even though it's a she, goes to the family shrine to pray for the dragon, the patron, the one who basically sponsors the family. And she goes briefly ally with the creature. And this is the one where Yellow Mask gets sort of a character moment. This one, yep, it's a pretty good one. Even though it's basically, if you watch it, just after you watch the one with Barbara, it feels like pretty much a retread of the previous episode, just very similar. Oh yeah, it's a very similar premise. And this Guardian is pretty much here for pretty much the rest of the run. But yeah, it's a very interesting one. 32 is basically about, well, about a friend of his who actually ends up a Go. This one turns up a Go. William was supposed to be one of the Rangers. This is an okay one. It's not really much to talk about. In the case of Takaru, Cut Through Love. Yeah, this is the one I left off with. And this one's a really good one. Oh, by the way, Thief Knight Kuros is actually in 31 and 32. He just merely shows up just to beat the crap out of, try to be a kind of a Red Mask. That's simply put the purpose of being there. Yep, that's simply the reason for it. We also have a debut of a one-shot character named Eri, who appears only in this very episode. And apparently she appeared in Changeman, which I will eventually review that in the future, despite the fact this one is also technically the second longest of all the Super Sentai, being 55 episodes. That'll be sometime down the line, but not at the moment. Most of the point she's here because that she's in love with Kuros. And apparently she had met him when he was when she was being attacked by a ground beast. So he ends up attacking the beast, and she thinks that she was there to save him. Nope, according to him later on, he was just there basically test his strength against a rampaging monster. Does not remember saving her at all. As a matter of fact, he didn't remember meeting her until she showed up with the blade containing his family crest, which is the first time I can think of they actually showed it in this very series. And then after, finding out the fact he's actually not a very good person as she thought he was, tosses the dagger in the water, walks off, never seen again. But it's a good character for Kairos, and very good episode for Taku, who, whenever they focus on him, a lot of the time for him, he usually gets pretty good episodes. Usually Kenta does not get good episodes when he gets a focus, the ones I've used lately. Yeah, his second one was okay at best. So I have all these, 2029, pretty good. But I've also put that those two are just basically next to weapon. 30 is basically power boost one of the characters. 32 is pretty much very similar to that. And 33 itself basically is a pretty good... Oh, basically also... The thing with 32 is that Yellow Mask is having difficulty. Apparently her ninja powers or ninja abilities are weakening, because she's become too over-reliant on the team itself. And the commander says, okay, you can have teamwork, but don't be over-reliant on it. Otherwise, it can weaken again. So, she's going to get straightened up, basically. But it's also the first time in quite a while they've actually had an episode focused on her. And it's only the second time they've actually had an episode focused on her out of this entire run. Oh, and here's the thing, about episode 1, I almost forgot to mention. Apparently, Tashi was still wearing the medallion that Mia gave to him. Ma gave to him back in episode 1. Still has it, despite the fact I thought the commander removed the damn thing. Yeah, here he still has it. And that's when he found out about her being a princess. And her being still alive but being frozen. I'm like, wait, you didn't bother to ask any of the bad guys what's going on with your girlfriend, man? Like, they kidnapped your girlfriend and you don't bother to ask them what the heck is going on with them. It takes 27 episodes after he last saw her to finally have an update on her. I think the reason why they did this is because Kairos basically has got past with her, because this was technically a second appearance, so they got to explore him and his whole connection to Princess Erin, and of course develops his long-running feud with Red Mask, which basically, a lot of time I've seen here so far, you've only missed one episode. And in the fight, you're like, hey, I'll basically fight you. It's like, Red Mask, I'm here to kill you now. Excuse me. And that's pretty much these episodes in a nutshell. Also, surprisingly, 33, I think it did have a monster, but it wasn't really credited there by the monster. Just basically, yeah. It's weird though that Kairos skipped an episode. Yeah. But definitely looking forward to basically discussing more of this later on. Yep. But that's it for this particular review. Next one's going to be a review for 2 manga chapters, Black Clover and My Hero Academia. Also, I do have to make an announcement here when it comes to reviews-wise today. Now, in the case of Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid, despite the fact they did release an OVA, there's nothing online I've seen basically has an English sub for it. Shaman King is simply not there. I looked online, couldn't find a damn thing. No, seriously, I could not find it at all. So, that's going to probably have to wait at least a couple of days. I'm going to check tomorrow to see if it's there. If not, I'm going to have to wait till frickin' Thursday in order to basically find out if it's there or not. So, after these 2 reviews, next one is going to be How Realist Hero Built the Kingdom, Demon Slayer, One Piece, Case Closed, and Boruto, and that'll be pretty much it. And then back to here. Also, as of this very episode review, since it got 33, I have exactly, get this, 18 episodes left to go for Maskman. So, not much longer now. So, pretty much as soon as I finish all the anime today, I will go back to watching Super Sentai. And I might be able to finish up most of the remaining episodes. I might be able to cap it up tomorrow. Okay? But see you next video, which will be Black Clover. Bye.